The USS Reuben James stands guard over the docks in Pearl Harbor, where the hydroplanes are set to take center stage. It's hydros in paradise as the fastest boats in the world come to Honolulu for the grand finale of the '99 UHRA season, the JN Chevrolet Hydrofest from Pearl Harbor. Aloha nui loa kako Hawaii. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hawaii. I'm Rich Hollenberg, my broadcast partner, as always, Steve Montgomery. And, Steve, it's a long, tough trip for the race teams to get to Hawaii. 8 teams have made it. It should have been 9.
Our 9th boat hit a bit of a speed bump, you might say, on that treacherous backstretch in San Diego. Greg Hopp getting the U-15 high in the sky. He was right side up after a couple of bounces. Greg is okay, but the fleet left just 2 days later. No way to repair that boat in time to get here. So 8 boats will be competing here on a very windy Pearl Harbor.
One of those boats competing, of course, the National High Points champion and driver champion, Miss Budweiser and Dave Villwock. He's going to be looking for his 5th straight win, but he's going to have to do it from lane 5.
Every time he wins an event, they move him further outside at the start. Technically, he's in lane 5, but only 4 boats in each heat. They haven't quite worked that out yet. He will be somewhere to the right of a lot of fast boats, and it's going to make for a very exciting day of racing.
Dave Villwock was in Heat 1A, but he had a tough draw because the other 2 best boats on the '99 season also in Heat 1A, in Chip Hanauer in the Miss Pico and Mark Webber in the York International, and that's where we start our race coverage. And here's the start of Heat 1A, and Mark Webber did get lane 1 with Chip Hanauer in lane 2. Ken Muscatel and Miss Northwest Unlimited in lane 3, and there's Dave Villwock on the outside.
On the outside where he's supposed to be, lane 4 or 5, and a disappointment for all the fans right here as you see the blue Pico in the middle of your picture fading. Chip Hanauer's engine did not respond well for the rundown to start finish, and that was pretty much the story of Heat 1A.
Steve, another story in Heat 1A, Dave Villwock, despite being on the outside, as you see, was able to pass Mark Webber in the York International around that first turn.
This gave us an early indication that the Budweiser team had a terrific setup for Pearl Harbor, and they were going to be very, very fast all day. Mark Webber again getting the inside, something he's done very well this year, but didn't have the horsepower to hold off Big Red coming up on his right.
That was a great look from the O'Doul's eye in the sky, and Chip Hanauer, despite the early problems, seemed to get it going straight later on in the heat.
Just didn't have the top end he needed to run with the boats up front. We hoped at this point that those problems would be ironed out for the Pico team as the day went on.
Here's a look as they're coming down the backstretch and into the final turn. Mark Webber, nice job hanging tough, close by the Miss Budweiser, but still Dave Villwock able to hold him off.
From this angle, it appears that Mark Webber has a little bit of an advantage there, but Dave Villwock and Miss Budweiser apparently can go just about as fast as he needs to, and that's what he did right here to take the checkered flag.
You might see that all day, Steve, in all the subsequent heats, because Dave Villwock on the outside, whenever they come into the turns, it gives the inside man an advantage like Mark Webber had, but he's got that stretch speed where once you get into the straightaway, he can pull ahead of you.
David, on paper, it looked like a tough draw, but no problem, even coming from the outside.
Looked like Chip and the Pico team had some problems. Probably not running their best stuff early in the day, I suspect. They'll come off with we call them the howlers. When they bring out the howlers late in the day, we know they'll be tough. Until then, they'll be easy pickings.